Hi everyone, Voxman Rich here once again with a new video. This time demonstrating the brand new Valvetronix VTX150 Neodymium Pro. Now for those of you that regularly look into my videos, you'll see that today's production is a little bit more professional than the homemade jobbers that you're used to. This is because today I'm at Chiswell Studios, run by Michael and the team in St Albans. And they're helping me today to put together a professional video for an amp that deserves a better treatment than I can give it at home. It also means I can play it a lot louder, which will please my wife and children no end without disturbing them. Okay, so the Valvetronix Pro, what are the key differences between this and any other previous Valvetronix amp? Well, one of the key differences is that the amp has an EL84 power tube instead of the 12AX7 tube that's used in all other Valvetronics. And this helps the amp to have a much more vibrant and responsive tone. The amp also has 44 amp models, and if you can't find a good tone from a choice of those, maybe harmonica is more the thing you need to be playing. It has a terrific bank of effects, and it's extremely loud. Although it's a 1x12 amp, it is punchy as hell. It has a special 150 watt Neodymium speaker, and you can also get for it an additional 1x12 Neodymium 8 ohm extension cabinet, which will rank this thing up to a horrendous 300 watts, which would be loud enough for any gig that you're likely to do. The quality of the amp and the specifications of the amp are, as you would expect, to a professional standard, hence the Pro name. The amp's features can also be controlled, and it's the first time this has been done since the original blue Valvetronix. It can be done through the Vox VC12 floor controller. For those of you that see advertised the Vox VC12 SV, SV simply stands for the colour, which is silver. Other than that, it's identical. So if you have an existing VC12, a blue one like I've got, as you can see, it works absolutely perfectly, and it's the same unit. So I'm going to take you through some of the features that you can do with this great amp and why it's so good for gigging. What I've done is I've actually saved, first of all, a few patches into the memories, and the amp can save 8 patches within the amp itself, but if you've got the VC12, you can actually save 16 patches, and that should be enough for pretty much any gig you actually want to do. Now I'm going to switch the amp over to manual mode, which is where it's in at the moment, and I'm just going to show a couple of interesting features. I'm going to set the dial on the amp to delay and chorus, and I'm going to take the pedal off. Now if you look at the floorboard, you'll see at the moment all the lights are lit, and if I play it, that's with all the effects on. And if I work through these effects and turn them off, you're going to get the basic sound. So let's say that I actually want to add some delay on, and I've set it so that I've chosen the combined delay and chorus. I can use the delay and modulation independently of each other. Now that's the only effect on the amp that you can actually do that with. Similar to the VT Plus amps, if you select, for example, flanger, or you select tube echo delay, you then can't have another one of the effects in the bank. So putting on some delay, and you've got the delay kicking in there. Adding on some reverb, you'll catch the extra reverb on there as well. Now we're putting on the modulation. And that last bit, just with a little bit of tube overdrive added onto it as well. With this patch, I'm going to show how very useful the expression pedal can be when it's set to actually add gain to the amp model itself. Now this isn't adding another pedal. You can actually set pedals to add extra gain if you want to, like tube overdrive or the orange drive. This is actually just taking the amp model itself and setting the expression pedal so that when you rock it back, the amount of gain on that amp model is lower, and as you push it forward, you increase the gain. And this is an example of a patch that does that. You can kick in a boost for lead solos, and you can take the distortion off if you've got a clean amp setting, if you want to go back to, for example, a chorus. Well, that's probably about as much talking as I've ever done on a video, but there is a lot to talk about in this a very nice amp. So I'm going to take you through some tones now, and I've set some of these. Now this next patch that I've actually saved starts off very clean, but it boosts in with the pedal controller on the VC12, a little bit of distortion to give you a little bit of raunch. So you can see the value of having the VC12 with this amp, and it really makes it. Now you can just use the VFS5 foot switch, but trust me, if you're going to get this amp, that is not going to show what this amp can do. You need the VC12 floor controller. So this next patch, I'm going to talk you through just adding in again the different effects so that you can see how the tone really changes. And instead of having to actually switch between patches at a gig within the same number, you can actually go back and forward to different sounds as you actually need to. So this is the basic sound. I'm going to add some reverb. Now we're going to add on a little bit of delay. Add a little bit of distortion to that. Of course, you can set it to any type of distortion you want. So even if I'm in a patch, I can go back and choose, for example, if I wanted the gold drive added on, which is one of the excellent pedal effects. Take the modulation off. So the beauty of the VC12 used at a gig is so that you can easily switch between tones without even needing to having to change a patch. You can kick in the distortion. So the control you've got for a gig is extremely good. One of the great features of using the VC12 floor controller is that you've got access to the expression and volume pedals. So not only can you alter the volume, phase that in and out, and you can actually set the volume pedal within certain parameters, which I haven't done here, but if you wanted to set it at a slightly lower than lead solo setting and then push it forward for lead boost, you can actually do that with the VC12. Now the other thing, of course, is you've got access to a built-in wah pedal. And that can be very, very useful for all sorts of stuff, Hendrix and other things too. So once again, thank you very much indeed for looking in. I hope you've enjoyed this video of the excellent Valvetronix VTX150 Neodymium Pro. Massive big thanks to Michael and the team at Chiswell Studios in St Albans for doing such a terrific job, and I hope it's done some justice to this excellent amp. See you in the next video.